All right, well, we're going to get into our customer service segment. Once again, if you just joined us live and you want to talk about some of your bad customer service experiences with some of the manufacturers, let it be known in the chat, and we'll discuss that. But we're going to revisit a phone call from, 2012, and it's kind of an update. And I think some of the same stuff is going on. So we'll play this video for you guys, and we'll come back and we'll talk about customer service.
Car company customer service, how can I help you?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. I have like 20 outstanding redemptions, and there's one very important one I'm trying to get from my PC. It's a Julio Jones auto. It's been sitting there for a year. I have not heard anything from you guys, and it's very important to get from my PC. I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan, so if I can't get that, I would like to get like a Matt Ryan, Roddy White, somebody on the Falcons to replace it. So I wanted to see what you guys can do and offer in terms of replacements.
Well, thank you, sir. We do somewhat appreciate your phone call, but we want to let you know the reason for the delay is that we've been printing new cards, and we just really haven't had the time to access your account. So if you could just wait in line, and we'll look for replacements for you, okay?
Well, this whole process has been super frustrating. I've had to wait. You have my money already, so I really would like to get this resolved, especially since I called in right now. Can you please look into this while I'm on the phone? Maybe give me a few options on what cards you do have available so that I can go ahead and get these things shipped and add it to my PC.
Okay, well, we do value your business. How's a $9 gift certificate sound? You could use it at our online store.
That's a joke, right? Are you serious with that? You guys charge $15 to ship, so it wouldn't even cover the shipping. Come on, I want a replacement auto of some sorts. I want to know what my options are, so if you could please check for me and give me some options, that would be great.
Well, okay, sir. I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold and see what I can do, and check out our new hold song. It really says a lot about our customer service. So I will put you on hold, and we'll get right back on the line with a great replacement for you.
Great, thank you.
We care a lot. We care a lot. We care a lot.
Well, okay, sir. I talked to Blade in the mailroom and my boss about what we can do to make you happy today, because we do value your business. So we're going to go ahead and send you a number to 1,500 former first overall pick, Ryan Leaf.
Don't talk to me, all right? Knock it off!
Yeah, that's going to be a staple to your PC, cornerstone.
What? No way. You still have those lying around? For one. Come on, man. Are you serious? Ryan Leaf? No. You gotta give me something else.
Well, sir, I knew you'd be ecstatic. I'd like to thank you again for calling us and appreciate your business. We'll go ahead and get that Ryan Leaf out to you right away.
Ecstatic? I'm freaking pissed. Ryan Leaf? Have you seen Ryan Leaf? Ryan Leaf doesn't even know who Ryan Leaf is anymore. God, no, I will not accept that card. I will never do business with you guys again if you send me that card. Like, seriously. I told you an Atlanta Falcons card of some sorts. I don't even care. It could be an offensive lineman at this point. I'll take anything, just not Ryan Leaf.
Sir, it sounds like we're going through a tunnel.
Tunnel? You're on a landline.
I can't make out what you're saying, so we'll go ahead and get that Ryan Leaf card out to you. Thank you again for all your support.
And even though that wasn't a real phone call, we hear those stories around the hobby constantly. And, I don't know what the solution is. So, I can come up with some ideas, but I know that it's extremely hard to get through customer service. I was just on Facebook the other day, and people were like, I was the 50th caller. They told me I was 50th in line, but they close at a certain time, so I had to keep trying to get a hold of somebody. And, so you hear these stories, and what can we do to improve the situation? I know there's obviously a lot of collectors. There's a lot of volume coming into these call centers for these manufacturers or these office places that they have. I don't even know. I've toured Tops. I think I don't know. You didn't tour Panini. I think we had an opportunity to tour Panini, but they don't show you who's in charge of the customer service. It's almost like there may be witness protection, going down. But what do you guys think? How do we improve this? How do we get somebody to talk to? And also, how do we have reasonable conversations and fulfillment of these problems? Who wants to take that question?
Hire more peeps. That's all I can think of.
Man.
Hire more peeps. More qualified people who has history in customer service. Maybe a customer service president.
A department? I don't know. We need to do more of those phone calls, though. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that was done in the early days of the podcast. I think Ziggy remembered that one.
Yeah, that was like 2012, but
2012.
that was good.
Still relevant today.
No, I mean, the thing is that they're holding on to a sellable. Like, if you're going to talk about redemptions, right? The manufacturers, if they can actually put out a product with no redemptions, they would. That's like one thing that and that's like the number one knock. It's like, where's my replacement? Where's my auto? It's depreciating because I'm not getting it. Like, the card was worth $1,000. Now it's worth like $300. If I would have got it live when it out of the pack, like I should have, I would have made $700 more. There's nothing we're going to be able to do to stop that, I don't think. I think redemptions are here. They're never going away. Panini's tried the points. Nobody likes that. They could make the points cool, and they could revamp it. I think if they went away with putting some of the subpar stuff that they put up there to buy with points and started doing more of the promo pack aspect and doing more of those sparkle packs and stuff like that and adding value that way, I think points would be worth 10 times the amount that they're worth now. And don't sell those packs. Only make those packs.
No, but see, that's the issue, though, is there's such a buildup of people that hold their points, and then they put out 3,000 packs, but they're gone instantly. So there's not enough people getting those packs.
The thing is, if you're gonna have the resources to make the team all parallels and all that stuff, why not make a specific set and make a lot of it that's only for points, and do one for every sport?
Yeah, but once again, you've got almost like a flipper scenario where guys that have hoarding points are waiting for those moments, and the guy that maybe has the 600 points, he's just waiting for the right time to use his points. He's not going to be able to use those because there's 5,000 people going on there getting those packs. Maybe they need to create a raffle system with that and not let a guy get 100 of those packs because he had 70,000 points that he accumulated by buying them when people were selling them. Points. They came out with points.
Cool, man. Crap on my idea.
No, I'm saying if they did it right, the points could work out, but it's just the good stuff is gone immediately, and it only services 5% of the
that's
people.
why I said if you do the packs, you can't have an endless supply of good stuff. You can't have an endless supply of Kevin Durant and James Harden autos and Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry autos and stuff. You can't have an endless supply of those. But if you could have relatively endless supply of packs that only have maybe 2 numbered cards or maybe 1 numbered card. Maybe just you get some type of optic subset and it's 1 parallel and you get 1 card and there's no autos. And it could be a vet or a rookie.
But see, and I agree with you there, but can they make 40,000 packs of those to service everybody that has points? Because that might not even be enough. I'm saying there's so many points out there that immediately once those are on there, because people know that's a sellable, they'll get it and they'll sell it.
But if you make, let's say, each card is numbered to 50, you get 1 card in the pack. There's 300 cards on the checklist, and you just make it a parallel of a prism or optic.
They do that. They do white sparkle packs.
Crap. I know, but they put 2 cards in there, right?
Yeah. No, 3, I think. It's 3.
Yeah, do 1 card, and that's a crap ton of cards.
Yeah, and if you hit, you hit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing. you know, we had this, man, I don't remember the last podcast we talked about this, but it was probably like 2015, 2016 where, you know, manufacturers were seeing products go down in price, right? So you were seeing maybe possibly with the amount the licenses compared to how much money they were making, you're like, well, maybe they can't afford customer service. But now we're at the point where we see the Dutch auctions. We know how much these products normally used to cost, so we see how much the Dutch auctions are going for. So there seems to be enough money where you could hire 3, 4, 5 extra people at, I don't know, if you're in Texas, I don't know, $15, $16 an hour.
Again, okay. So say they do hire 5 extra people, 10 other people, a whole department. Because the people are there doesn't necessarily mean that the problem can get fixed.
Right. Well,
they'll just be there to take
they're
calls.
just there to basically tell you, instead of like not talking to anybody, they're just going to have somebody pick up the phone and say, we can't do what you want us to do. Does that make it any better?
maybe at least reaching somebody. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. Like, you either get a hold of somebody or you don't, but the end result is going to be the same.
Right. And we talked about this before. Redemptions were at the mercy of the athlete. I mean, if the athlete's not signing, then you're not going to get your card for that
That's why
player.
I'm saying.
But now if there's an auto out later in a later set of him, that's not right. Like if you have a 16 redemption and then an 18, an auto comes out of the guy that you're waiting for, that's not right. C-Rat, what are your thoughts on this as far as how do we fix it? I mean, baby steps. How do we improve just a little bit? Maybe not like improve 100%, but how do we improve a little bit?
Man, getting back to the point of like Dan was saying about hiring more people, and like they're just gonna give you the there's nothing we can do for you. I think in general for customer service, maybe the fact that you can even reach somebody, it makes people maybe feel a little bit better that
I don't know, man. Like,
rather
okay,
than their underneath their Instagram posts.
Take a big company like, I don't know, I get in trouble for this. AT&T or Comcast.
Okay.
Right. Historically, I don't know if anybody's ever dealt with them, but historically they're known for giving you the finger, right? And I just dealt with them maybe 3 months ago, and it was about something that I was within my right to not have to pay for something. And they basically gave me the runaround, opened up a case, all that stuff, and sent me an email basically saying, tough.
There's nothing we could do for you.
No, just tough. I would actually rather to call them, not be able to talk to anybody, and not get worked up, because I got pretty worked up over that. And it was because I talked to 4 different people, and the outcome was exactly the same.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of angry people on the phones.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a situation where there's a segment of people that are unreasonable? Because we know there is. We see the posts on Twitter. We see the posts on Instagram. There's some people that have unreasonable requests. People that are like, all right, I have a Johnny Manziel redemption that never got filled. What can you do for me? Who's your favorite player? My favorite player is Patrick Mahomes. That's all I'll take. Right? There's a lot of that going on where it's like, here's our options for redemptions. Well, I don't like any of those guys. I want Mike Trout. Like, okay, you have a Alex Bregman 2017 auto. He's not signing. Who would you like in return? Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, one of ones mostly.
So, and I know we talked about this in other podcasts. Are these companies so beaten down by the segment that are unreasonable that they're just like, we're not going to help anybody because we can't ever make anybody happy, so let's not help anybody.
Well, that's my whole thing about, you hire enough people who can answer the phones, you're going to make disgruntled employees because they're just going to get beaten down all day long.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
And you're going to get customers that are even more upset because they actually talked to somebody that would not give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, but what if they came up with an idea on each of their websites that have, like, they rework the whole customer service issues, and they have scenarios and like a frequently asked questions that what's like before you even buy the box. I want to know, for 1, who's a redemption? I want to know for 2, like, what happens if I don't get my redemption? For 3, what happens if I have damaged cards? 4, what happens if I don't get promised hits? 5, what happens if I do this? 6, what happens if I do this? So that way, like, maybe everybody's like knows what's going on going into it. Like I feel like, and maybe I'm missing this, I'm sure there is some kind of frequently asked questions on these guys' website, but some of this can be achieved by that, and maybe they need to sit down and put a customer service game plan in place and run through all the scenarios they've dealt with for the last 10 years and how they're going to solve them.
I think that is a way better solution than hiring more people. I think going through,
but if you can't get through on their phone lines,
going through and figuring out every single different customer service issue that you can have and figuring out a concrete solution for every single situation that arises, that would be the best way to do it.
But you also have to have people available to either answer your call, regardless if the person doesn't know anything. They could at least say, like, I've updated your ticket. It's going to X person. Expect 1 to 2 weeks to get a response, blah, blah, blah. Like, at least somebody to acknowledge, because I think what customers are dealing with is the fact that they cannot get any kind of response on anything. Mm-hmm. We hear it time and time again. I've been on the phone. I can't get a hold of them. I'm trying tomorrow. I've contacted them through Facebook. I've contacted them through Twitter. I cannot get a hold of somebody to tell me what direction to go in.
And you think about it, like a lot of bigger companies now, they have multiple avenues of how to reach their customers. They have like the live chat. They have the email. Obviously email. Everybody is probably trying to email Panini too.
Right.
They have live chat. They can call. They can try to call customer service. Even though that's
have you guys had on
companies.
websites? Have you guys ever had great success with the live chat bot that you deal with? Have you?
I have. Yeah.
I never have.
I never. 50-50.
I've never had. I've always been like, this is useless. This is absolutely.
I don't know. For me, it's like, I mean, I haven't had to use the live chat feature much. I mean, granted, in the last decade, but the few times that I did use it, like majority of, I'll say it was a positive experience for me, where
either my problems are way worse than your problems.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, but see,
or I have like high expectations when I'm talking. I don't know, but
but I think the issue here too is like some of these issues are complex. So it's really hard to put into a chat situation. Like you need to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. Now, whether there may be only one person that's knowledgeable enough, there should be like, okay, I've answered your call. I'm going to put you through to Don, who's the customer service genius. He may not get back to you until for a week, but he'll try to get a hold of it. At least there's something where Don or Don John or whoever these guys that are they know about these cards, they can call you. But
I just meant I just brought the live chat thing, and not necessarily that I think Panini should do that. I just brought up the fact that there's different avenues for customers on these other big companies for them to try to get through to customer service to try to get an issue dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, Panini's doing well. They're not doing Amazon well to have Amazon type of customer service, but I agree. I mean, there is no doubt, and I think Panini would agree with us, and they understand that their customer service needs to be better. It's not like they're oblivious to it and they have no idea. They're aware of it, and I think they're trying. And I mean, that's relative. Some people will be like they're not trying, but I think they're trying to figure out what the best avenue is and trying to find common ground, where they can at least somewhat help the customer without almost getting taken advantage of due to the circumstance.
Right. Exactly. No, and I agree with that 100%. I mean, I think there needs to be some standards put into place and practices that are followed. And I think the big thing, too, if you want to talk about redemptions, and I know they may hold off on making the checklist and maybe give that last week for, let's say, Zion to turn his auto in, but why can't we have a list of who's a redemption on the checklist? And then you could take that and you could keep updates of hey, we sent the cards out, or maybe you can't do that, but we're still waiting on this redemption, or these redemptions are live. So that way, if a customer is a big, I don't know, Nikhil Alexander Walker fan, and he's going to buy a certain box, and he just wants the live auto, and he finds out it's redemption, he has a choice to not buy that product now because he doesn't want to deal with the redemption.
I think without a doubt, all manufacturers should start doing that. If you are not going to honor an expired redemption, then the consumer should know exactly who the redemptions are in a product.
Yes.
That is just that is real cut and dry, and that is the right thing to do.
Yeah, now I know back in the day they were maybe worried about like the product's not going to sell if we list whose redemptions is. They're going to sell now, so it doesn't matter. So just list that way. And if you guys that are buying in our breaks, say you're an Eagles fan and you're like, well, wow, Jalen Hurts and Jalen Reagor, they're all redemptions. I'm not even going to be able to have my live autographs right now. I might have to wait for a year. I'm not going to buy that. So now you have a choice to not purchase the Eagles in a case break or not purchase that product because your guy's not live in that product. I think just informing the customer, it's almost like, if I went and bought like a boombox from JBL and they were like, on the outside of the package, it was like, it doesn't have a charger. You have to buy a separate charger. Well, they're going to put that on there, so I know I have to go buy a charger. It's like if I open the box and now I can't charge it, I can't enjoy my party because my boombox isn't charged. Like, I should know that ahead of time. Just comparing that situation, because I ran into that over the weekend where I had to find a charger, but it did say on the box. So, anyways, let's figure this thing out.